Hello, so we got round 5 of War League here. If you look at our score, we can't catch up, but we're still going to try our best. We had one bad attack, so we moved down one target, so my target is going to be number 5 for this war. This is the kind of popular base, and normally on this kind of base you would start a queen walk from the bottom here. But I don't really want to mess with, because he's got a lot of defenses down here, and these air defenses are very protected. So like I'd have to like break some walls in order to get to the air defense, which I don't want to mess with that. Plus, I would use a siege machine to start from the bottom and get the Eagle artillery. But I decided I am going to do a queen walk from over here and try to get the queen to go this way. I chose this side because there's a single target inferno over on this side, and a multi-target inferno doesn't do much to a queen walk. And then I'm going to do the giant switches and bowlers from here with the siege machine. Come down here. I imagine some troops will come over here, but that should be fine. What else? After the core's down, I'm thinking that the troops will be close enough to the Eagle artillery, so the Eagle artillery won't be doing too much damage to my army. But after the core's gone, if there's enough troops left, I should be okay. Although he does have a lot of defenses in this bottom half, and a lot of wizard towers, which do good against skeletons, obviously, because they can one-shot all the skeletons. So that is one small concern, but this should be easy 2 stars. But like always, going for 3. So, all right, I will do my attack, and then we will watch the replay. Alright, so I did my attack, and now we will watch the replay. So I drop my queen off to the left, so make sure she goes to the left, and I drop the main army right behind it to make sure the queen only goes to the left. So my whole army's deployed within like the first 10 seconds. You see almost all my army is following the siege machine, which is what I want. I drop a heal spell because I see Eagle artillery is coming in and the infernos are here. I freeze both the infernos and put a rage to try and deal with these quickly. If you notice, he has 2 ice golems in his castle, which means they'll freeze my army when they die. So I want to try and kill these inferno towers before the golems do their thing. You see that single target died, and that golem actually froze this side of the army, but I still have this side going. I used the warden ability to tank the Eagle artillery shots, and I kind of wasted the king's ability there, but I wanted to make sure I got the inferno tower. I can see there's a lot of damage about to come in here, so I dropped another heal spell. You can see my healers broke off my queen because she wasn't getting attacked anymore, so 1 got picked off. Or 2 got picked off, actually. You see now these troops are all probably going to die, but at this point I should be fine just because the majority of the defenses are gone, and I still have all 3 of my heroes with some other backup troops and 2 healers over here. I also have the queen's ability and the rage spell. You see at this point I'm mostly kind of worried about breaking walls. This timer says that replay ends in 40 seconds, but I actually had like 30 more seconds left. So actually I still had plenty of time, but you see my king is gonna die, but I still have 2 other heroes maxed out. This giant did not want to join, but this wasn't really necessary, but I dropped a rage spell just to quicken things up, and I placed it so that the troops would have to run into the rage. And then There you go. 3 stars. So I am a little bit higher upgraded than this guy because I'm a low townhall 12 and this guy was townhall 11, but it's still good to be able to 3-star those guys. I am also going to show some other techs. Here is Ryan. He's a little bit more upgraded than I am, but he's one of our big guns. This is my original target. So he starts with a queen walk. He used that wizard over here to make sure the queen goes to the right, I believe. And he's doing our big people attack with the giant switches and bowlers. Now he does a little different. It's like he's deploying the witches' lats, which is not what I would do. They should go right behind the giants. But and like you can see, a big portion of his army went down to the bottom here. We see the queen went to middle, so the healers went to middle as well. But the queen's full health, so now the healers will start healing the other army, which isn't terrible because you can see they're all getting attacked by this multi-target inferno. So if it wasn't for the healers, they would all be dead by now. But he's got a lot of troops on the outside here, which he would probably rather have them in the core, but because the healers are in the middle tanking all this damage, it's actually okay that all these troops are down here. You see this queen's all by itself, or by herself, sorry. You can just see how, like, this whole section of defenses were all hitting the stuff in the middle, but they're basically invincible with the healers. And the queen's only got that expo to deal with, and he's just got too many troops still alive right now. And the witches, again, will just distract any defense for days. We'll just fast forward to the end. He's got 3 stars there. Let's see, I've got Werther's. So Werther's is a townhall 11, and his target here, he attacked a little bit earlier in the war, so he did his mirror matchup. And this guy, you can see he's townhall 12, but he's also pretty rushed. You can see he's got a lot of low-level defenses on the outsides of his base. But let's watch, see how he does. Looks like he's using archers to take out these free buildings. Except for that one wasn't free, but... I believe in my last video I showed a guy attacking from this angle too at a corner of a base. And I prefer doing it the way like Ryan attacked, because this way it's harder to keep your army going into where you want them to go. So you can see there's a big portion of his army went to the bottom here, a big portion is going to the top. Although a lot of them do get pulled back in. But you still want them to kind of stay together. But you can see in the middle here, he's healing most of the big damage. He would have liked his freeze to be able to get a town hall too, but the town hall dies pretty quickly. And these infernos aren't very high leveled. And you can see these witches are all way in the back, so they're never going to die, but all these skeletons move to the front lines because they're a lot faster, so they can take all the damage for the other damage dealers, namely the queen right now. But alright, and now we just got this little cannon left. And he's gone. Alright, fast forward because he's gonna clean that up. Alright, who else we got? We got Boss here. Now Boss, he this is a little bit of a cleanup attack, but this guy's almost a maxed out townhall 11 here, so not really a cleanup attack. If I remember, yes, I really like the way he deploys this because he does it in a long line. I would have liked the witches to be before the bowlers, but that's okay. And in between him and Werther's attack, as you can see, after the siege machine, and he did the line deployment, almost all of his armies following the siege machine. There's only, well, there's 4 witches and a bowler coming down here, but almost everything else is coming down the middle. And this guy's got ice golems too, so you gotta watch for that. He's freezing the infernos. That's a good rage and heal because you gotta get into the middle here. And he also has a jump spell, which is good, but this kind of placement of infernos, I don't know if they are out of range for like bowlers and wizards, but it's definitely not for queens, so you'd almost want a little bit of a bigger space around the inferno tower so the queen wouldn't get it, but it doesn't matter because he has a jump spell to get around it. Like, he might have froze that inferno tower a little early because he saw it kill the king there, but I don't know if it was initially getting the king when he froze it the first time. You can see the queen got the other inferno, and the bowlers got the first one. You can see how many bowlers and witches he has left. There's just way too many. But yeah, there's only this cannon left. This is a very fast attack, but he cleared the base very quickly. There's no defenses left. Let's fast forward to the end here. It's a good attack by boss. Maybe we got one more. Yes, my guy Lucas. Lucas, I'm a big fan of his attacks. I'm very tempted in attempting this at Town Hall 12, just because I like the idea of this. You get the funneling with the witches aren't going to die unless they go up against some infernal towers or some really big defenses. He's got a jump spell which will open up all 3 of these compartments here, and the majority of his army will go right in there, thanks to the initial funneling with the witches and the healers. So you can keep an eye on those witches on the outsides too. But yeah, he's got heal spells and rages going on in the core here, and poison to take out the castle troops. See, those witches are still trucking along on the outsides. He's got a jump spell to transition into the next core. Alright. Well, I guess one concern of using these guys at my level is just because 2 healers isn't really enough to soak up damage from defenses, but at this level they are. But you can see they're at this level, they're lasting until the very end of the attack. He's only got them and the queen left, but that should be enough at this point. Now they're healing the queen. And I guess one weakness of this is that if those witches will struggle breaking walls, so like they would, although all the skeletons will break through walls if they're not getting attacked. If they were in range of this guy, then this wouldn't work, but yeah. Well, Lucas, I'm a big fan of your attacks. I believe that's the last one, but Unfortunately, we lost this round, and barring some kind of miracle, it looks like we're going to get relegated. So, yeah. That's all the attacks I'm going to show for this round. Maybe there'll be some miracle. Maybe we can pass Lone Star Raiders now. Although I believe we fought them in the first round. But yeah, if you enjoyed watching the attacks, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And thanks for watching.